Hey, welcome to Outdoor Quest TV. I'm TJ Schwenke, and today we're in Alberta and we're on an elk hunt. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about long-range shooting. You know, it seems people are either labeled long-range shooters or they're not, and we like to call ourselves firmly in the middle of that. You know, there's some days where long-range shots are required, and that's why we have the gear to do it, and that's why we practice a lot. But if we can get closer, we always do. And we're hunting a property here that lends itself to a lot of long-range shots. So what is long-range? For some people that may be 300, for some that may be 1,000 yards. But the cartridge that your rifle is chambered in is really going to tell you how far it's capable of shooting. And what I mean by that is I like to be able to maintain an impact velocity of above 1,800 feet per second. Some of these bullets we're using nowadays will perform down to 1,600 feet per second, but I like to use 1,800 as my benchmark. So, you know, if we take the venerable 30-06, for example, we can go all the way out to, say, 500 yards with the 30-06 and still get that 1,800 feet per second impact velocity. If we want to start shooting further, that's where we're going to have to go to some of the faster cartridges. So I've got this Sacco S20 here, and it's chambered in the 6.5 PRC, which is fast becoming one of our favorite long-range cartridges. And over here, we've got the Finlight in 300 Win Mag, which is another great long-range choice. So really pick the cartridge for the impact velocity and don't shoot past where it's going to give you that 1,800 feet per second. So let's talk about bullets a little bit, because they really are the heart of any long-range system. And for us, we're shooting this Hornady ELDX exclusively. And one thing about it, it's got a very high ballistic coefficient, and that means it moves through the air quite easily. So we get less drop than we would with a bullet with a lesser ballistic coefficient. We get less wind drift, and we also get higher impact velocities. And the reason for that is with less drag, this bullet actually takes less time to get to the target. It's also a very accurate bullet. So I say for people shooting out to 500 yards, you need a bullet rifle combination that's going to give you at least 1 MOA of accuracy. So basically 1-inch groups at 100 yards. Once we start going past 500 yards, I want a rifle and bullet combination that's going to give me 0.5 MOA. Now the final thing for any long range system is your scope. And we need a scope with fairly high magnification. So in the case of the V6 here, we've got a maximum magnification of 18. With the V4, we've got a maximum magnification of 16 power. But we also have a means of aiming at long range. Now, we don't want to have to hold over or guess where it's going to hit. We want to be able to hold our crosshair exactly where we want to hit through every range we're possibly going to shoot at. So there's two ways to do that. Both the V6 and the V4 have a ballistic reticle in them. So they've got multiple hash marks in them, and that gives us multiple aim points depending how far away it is. And they've also got exposed turrets. And one thing we're doing now is we're running these ballistics turrets on all of our scopes. And rather than having to count clicks or anything else, it's simply a matter of dialing to whatever range you want to shoot. So if I want to shoot 400 yards, it's just a simple dial to 4. It really is that simple. Well, it's that simple if you send thousands of rounds downrange every year. Practice, practice, practice. If you want to be a good and ethical long-range shooter, you not only need the gear, but you need to practice a lot.
Pandemic grips the world. People are being told to stay home. International borders remain closed.
2020 was our toughest season ever.
Thankfully, we live in one of the best places in the world to be a hunter. Get him.
South Africa opens to hunters.
For us, the hunt is about the journey.
Even if that journey is right in our backyard.
Join us for season 22 of Outdoor Quest TV.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Sacco and Tika Firearms, demand perfection. Zeiss, we make it visible. Loa Boots, simply more. Silver Willow Taxidermy, see the difference. Closed captioning provided by Deluxe Wall Tents, made in Canada for Canadian conditions.
Well, it's what feels like day 605. We've been hunting so hard for elk and whitetail. Just unbelievable. So last night though, when we came out, we did spot some elk tracks around here, so we know they're around here somewhere. This is open country. We have to watch everywhere. So it's hard hunting, but it's a lot of fun. So let's go get going and get set up.
It seems we do this, talk to the camera every night, don't we? Tonight's a night, tonight's a night. We have seen some elk on the neighbors over here. We have seen some tracks in behind us here, so I mean there is some elk around, but it's been a weird year.
It really has.
Yeah, so we've been out here pretty well every morning and evening since opening of rifle season and probably 30 days of bow season. So
yeah.
We've been really putting in our time, but the property we hunt here, it's kind of there's not a lot of cover on it, so most of the animals that come here come to feed. So we hit it in the morning and we hit it in the evenings, and there's really not a lot of sense being out here midday. There's just not a lot going on. So the good thing about that is we're 20 minutes from home, so we can get home, do a full day's work,
Yeah.
and still hunt mornings and evenings. So it's just a game of hours out here. Put enough hours in, and
Yeah, it really is about being at the right time, the right spot,
yeah,
and you'll get lucky.
I think in the last 7 or 8 years, we've probably killed, I don't know, a dozen bulls. I think last year was the only year we haven't killed an elk out here.
Yeah.
So they'll show up, but there's some elk. There's some elk.
Where?
Over here. See him?
Yeah. Those look like... Is that all bulls? Okay, it's 4:44.
Okay.
So, end of legal light is 5:26.
Okay, so we got lots of time.
Yeah.
Let's not blow it. I think that's what our plan is let's get out to the edge there so we can get the rifle on them.
Okay.
And let's just sit and let them come as close as we can. I mean, I'd rather take a 200-yard shot than a 600.
Okay. Okay, we made it. So far, so good. So,
Just see if you can get on them. They haven't got a clue we're here.
just gonna dial my scope up here. Okay, I'm dialed up to 18. And then I'll set the turret when we know how far. I'm just gonna see if I can get comfortable here.
I just ranged them. They're still at 700. We got lots of time though. It's not rushing.
Okay.
$670.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah, there's two legal for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be 3 points to be legal here. The 2 big ones are legal for sure. They kind of all look like bulls.
Yeah, every single one of them is a bull. So there's 2 definitely legal. They're both 5 points. One's a little weak on the top. And then there's another one that's a really small bull. He's legal, but
They're still moving this way, so let's just wait. Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Defense Aerosols, bear spray for when your life depends on it. Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine. Midland Radio's communication for every adventure.
okay, with this little pad here, it feels pretty good. I feel solid. Yeah, like totally solid.
Okay, 525. The two bigger bulls are right side by side.
Okay, I'm on him. Which one?
I don't think it matters. They're both legal bulls. So
That one in the front looks a little bigger.
okay, he's the one that's broadside. So
Yeah.
whenever you're ready.
Okay. I'm gonna take the one in front.
Yeah. What did you just do?
What? Oh my god! I was so busy reloading. I didn't even look. This is why we have this system. We couldn't get any closer. We belly crawled as far as we could go. Otherwise, we were going to be scooped. And we practice and practice and practice so that we can make these long yard shots. And holy man, did it just pay off. Holy, oh my gosh.
Man, did he crater.
Oh my gosh.
Just look at the other ones.
They're all standing around going, what happened? Holy.
I got one going back to check on him.
Oh, we have worked so hard this season. Oh my goodness. And TJ said, we're going to take this shot no matter what. And I got down, got all set up here, and it felt really good. I felt solid, and I just knew it was going to be good. So 525 yards.
527.
Oh, it all came together. Oh my goodness, I'm a little speechless here. Oh, it's just been such a build up since September. So, okay, well, we better gather up our stuff. We're gonna lose light fairly quickly, so get our stuff and get down to, and we got a bit of a walk, right?
You have to pack a lunch.
Maybe. Oh. Can you believe this? Like, we belly crawled all the way so we could be like 525 yards from these elk. And I almost walked up to them. We have not had this kind of luck all season. It's truly amazing. Oh my God. Like,
How far are they? 100 yards?
like, yeah, they gotta be 100 yards, but like right here, they were maybe 50
50.
yards.
All right, let's get to the one we're worried about.
Yes. Oh. Look at that.
fronts on him, eh?
Look at that. It's got like the squiggly here, and look at those fronts though. I don't know what it is, but we always seem to find bulls with like really nice fronts. But oh, we find it hard. I mean, September 1st, opener archery season. We walked into the bedroom and I was so close to getting this herd bull, and he just wouldn't give me a shot, and then the cows barked and that was that. And ever since then I have been hunting so hard. On October 25th I put away the bow and picked up the rifle, and we have been going hard every morning and every afternoon, and it finally all came together. I couldn't be happier.
You know what makes me really happy?
What?
We can drive the truck right here. That we're really set up nicely for long range with that setup though. We're shooting that Hornady ELDX and the Precision Hunter out of there. And just a super accurate bullet, and that Zeiss V6 on there with the ballistics turrets. And pretty hard to beat that 300 Win Mag for elk though.
Oh, it really is.
This segment is brought to you by Stony Creek Hunting Gear. It's in the blood.
When you shoot a big animal like an elk, you end up with a lot of burger. And it's Taco Tuesday, and we're gonna kick things up a notch. We're gonna make a taco braid. Now the first thing we wanna do is we wanna make the salsa. So I'm gonna combine 1 tomato, half a chopped onion, 1 very large jalapeno, and 1 tablespoon fresh cilantro. Mix all that up together, and I'm gonna set this aside. And while TJ's cooking the taco meat, I'm gonna get started on the dough.
So I've started the Camp Chef pellet grill here, and I've got it set at 375 degrees. So we're gonna let it heat up. In the meantime, I'm gonna start cooking the taco meat. So what I wanna do, I'm just gonna add just a big dollop of bacon fat here. And bacon makes everything better, doesn't it? So just get that to melt. And I've got half a cup of onions here. I'm just gonna add that in. We're just gonna cook those until they get translucent. And then we're gonna add our elk burger in. And we already grind 10% pork fat into our burger when we grind it. So there is a little bit of moisture in there, but just a little bit of bacon fat in there just makes it better. So we just want to brown this nicely. Okay, we got that nice and brown. So what we're gonna do now is add the taco seasoning, and we're just gonna cheat a little bit today. We've got some commercial taco seasoning here. So I put a 1/4 cup in here of the seasoning, and then filled that up to the 1 cup mark with water. Put that in. Now I'm gonna just turn this down, and I'm just gonna let that simmer off until there's just a tiny bit of moisture left.
So the next step is getting the pizza dough ready. What I like to do is have everything at my fingertips. So I've got a cookie sheet and I've got the parchment paper, which is the most important part of this whole thing. If you don't use this, your taco braid will stick. We want to roll out this dough. We're using Pillsbury pizza crust, just makes things simpler. We want to get this to measure 10 by 15 inches. So I'm just going to roll this out. Okay, so now we want to take our pizza cutter, and what we're going to do is we're going to slice 1.5 inch strips about 3 inches in. And we're going to do that on both sides. Okay, now the taco meat has cooled a little bit, so we're going to place that right down the center. Okay. Now we're going to take, this is about 3/4 of a cup of shredded cheese, and I'm just going to liberally put this over top. Now we're going to take that salsa we made earlier, and we're just going to place some on top now. So what we want to do is we want to fold this part over first, And we're going to take the first 2 slices and fold it over so that it holds that first fold in place. And then we're going to just keep folding all the way down. So now we're at the last stage. We want to make sure that there is 1 slice left. What we're going to do is do the same as when we started. We want to fold that over and then fold these ones over here. Now what we want to do, take our butter and just brush the top and the sides. And then we're going to take a little bit more cheese and just sprinkle it over top. Very carefully transfer this to our cookie sheet. And now what we're going to do is put this in the pellet grill, cook it for 20 to 25 minutes. And there's one thing about the pellet grill, it adds a whole other level of flavor that you can never get in a stove. Wow, doesn't that look amazing? Oh, that's like perfect. Wow, doesn't that look amazing? And you can top it off with whatever you like on it. We've got green chilies, salsa, lettuce, our extra salsa that we put on the inside, and a little bit of sour cream. And then dig in.
Outdoor Quest TV is also brought to you by these fine sponsors.